your brain is much less intelligent than you think, and here's why. Hey guys, I'm Sean, and I want to challenge the way you think, and today I want to go over why your brain is actually less intelligent than you think, as well as how to solve this problem using something called mental models, and that will be the very first key of immortality in the mental or mind category. So to start, your brain is really old. It is about 10,000 years old, as in your brain is about the same brain that we had 10,000 years ago, and so we have to look at how we were back then to see how we are now. Now, back then, we did not have the resources available to us that we have today. Therefore, the thing that mattered most is how efficient things could be while still being able to function and reproduce. Your brain is the single most power-hungry organ that you have. It takes up about 20% of your calories every single day, meaning that if we can find some way to make the brain more efficient, that means we will have more energy to do things like build fat stores and survive. And so your brain came up with essentially a lot of mental shortcuts so that it can save on that precious energy so that it can survive better and ultimately reproduce. Therefore, the brain that you have right now is the most efficient brain possible, but the most efficient brain isn't strictly the most intelligent brain. So then, how can we actually boost our intelligence? Well, that is where mental models come in. Mental models are probably the single fastest way to make you smarter by essentially pointing out how dumb you actually are. They do this by essentially pointing out where you are wrong and essentially how to fix it. So diving right off, I'm gonna in this video give you two of the ones that I think are the most prudent for right now. Those two are circle of competence and availability heuristic. Starting off with circle of competence, which I think is the biggest one of them all. If you know one mental model, know this one. Essentially, circle of competence is that you have a circle of competence. You have a subset of things that you know really well, but that is all you know. Everything outside of that circle, which by the way is really small and an infinite amount of knowledge, that means you don't know as much as you think you know, which is fine because now knowing that you have a circle of competence, knowing that there are limitations and being able to remind yourself on a constant basis saying, I have a circle of competence, I have a circle of competence, that allows us to essentially transcend our mistakes and know what we know, and more importantly, what we don't know, so that we can be more accurate, we can be more fair, and we can solve problems a lot better. This comes really handy because honestly, most people think they are right, and in fact, a lot of times they are wrong. If only they were to remind themselves that I can be wrong, and therefore I should probably listen to that person, and therefore actually have the correct answer and the correct information. And by having the correct information, you are essentially correct. So just to kind of summarize all that, because I know that was probably a little confusing for you guys, essentially, if you are aware that you don't know things, you will listen to people. You will be more humble and therefore more correct and therefore more successful. And the second one is very prudent because we are in the middle of the Heineken outbreak. And I see so many people falling into this trap that is the availability heuristic. Basically, what that is the more we hear something, the more likely we think it actually is. However, that might not actually be the case. For instance, a lot of people think air travel is really unsafe because they hear about planes crashing all the time because when a plane crashes, oh my god, does everyone talk about it. However, planes really don't crash that often. In fact, planes are probably the most safe form of transportation ever. So I challenge you, see if any of these two apply to you. Because very likely they do. Or at least it's a really good thing to remind yourself. I actually remind myself of a lot of these on a daily basis so that I don't fall into any of them, so that I can be as successful as possible. And if you want to learn more, please hit that subscribe button because I will be shooting a lot of these for you in the near future because I'm really, really passionate about mental models because they've just helped me so much. And also, if you want to know more information, there's actually a link in the description to the website that I use for all of my mental model needs. And that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.